What if a single document released once a month could decide whether your green card journey moves forward or stays frozen for years? What if, buried inside a few dates and tables, there was news that could suddenly change everything for thousands of people waiting in line? Today's update is one of those moments. Some people are about to move forward much faster than expected. Others need to be extremely careful. And if you miss one key detail, you could lose a huge opportunity. So let's talk about the January 2026 Visa Bulletin, because what just happened matters more than you might think. Before we begin, remember to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any future updates on Visa Bulletin, visa and immigration rules. The Visa Bulletin is important because it tells you one simple but powerful thing. Can you move forward or not? It determines whether you can finalize your green card process and gives you a realistic idea of how long you still have to wait. Every green card case follows the same basic structure. First comes the I-140 petition. USCIS reviews it and decides whether you qualify for the category you're applying under. Approval alone, however, doesn't mean you're done. The real question is whether you're allowed to take the second step. That second step depends on where you are. If you're inside the United States, you file for adjustment of status and move from a non-immigrant visa, like a student or work visa, to permanent residence. If you're outside the US, you go through consular processing, attend an interview at a US consulate, and receive an immigrant visa to enter the country. But here's the catch. You cannot take that second step unless a visa number is available for you. There are only a limited number of employment-based green cards available every year. Congress sets that limit and it cannot be exceeded. The Visa Bulletin exists to manage that limit and to tell you exactly where you stand based on your category and your country of birth. That's why this document carries so much weight. If you look up the Visa Bulletin online, you'll see the official government website showing December on one side and January 2026 on the other. What immediately stands out is how late this bulletin was released. January 17th is unusually late, and that alone tells us something is happening behind the scenes. Immigration policy right now is tense, unpredictable, and often not very friendly to immigrants. Just recently we discussed the expanded travel ban, and developments like that make every visa bulletin more critical than ever. To understand what changed, we need to start with Table A. This is the most important table in the entire bulletin. If you are not currently in Table A, nothing else matters. You cannot go to an interview. You cannot get a green card. Table A applies to everyone, whether you're inside or outside the US. In December, EBWM looked fairly stable. Most countries were current, meaning there was no wait time. China was in January 2023, and India was in March 2022. Now look at January 2026. All countries except China and India remained current. China moves forward to February 2023, and India jumps from March 2022 to February 2023. That movement for India is massive. An 11-month jump means thousands of people who have been stuck waiting can finally move forward. For many, this is the difference between years of uncertainty and finally completing the process. This kind of movement doesn't happen often, which is why it deserves attention. EBTU, including EBTU-9W, also brings encouraging news. In December, most countries were in February 2024. January 2026 moves that to April 2024. That's a 2-month advance on top of previous positive movement, and for the EBTU-NIW community, that's a big deal. China moves from June 2021 to September 2021, another 2-month gain. India moves from May 2013 to July 2013. While the wait remains long, the fact that it's moving forward at all is still a positive sign. Even categories we don't usually focus on saw some movement. EBFRE advanced by 1 week, which isn't impressive but shows slow progress. EBFR moved from September 2020 to January 2021, a more meaningful shift. Now let's talk about Table B, because this is where strategy comes in. Table B is especially important if you're inside the US, planning to file an adjustment of status. Sometimes USCIS allows applicants to use Table B instead of Table A, and when that happens, it can open the door much earlier. To know which table you can use, you have to check the USCIS filing charts link above Table B. As of now, January hasn't been updated yet. Historically though, we are getting close to the point in the fiscal year where USCIS could switch from allowing Table B to requiring Table A. My personal feeling is that Table B will still be allowed in January, but this is not guaranteed. If Table B is allowed and you qualify, acting quickly is critical. Filing an I-485 doesn't just move you closer to a green card. It also allows you to apply for temporary benefits like a work permit and advance parole, which can significantly improve your quality of life while you wait. Looking at the bigger picture, historical trends show that EB2 wait times are near record highs, but we're starting to see small signs of relief. EBW1 India suffered severe retrogression in 2023, and although recovery has been slow, the recent movement is genuinely encouraging. China's progress has also been slow, but it's finally showing modest improvement. As of January 2026, EBWN India sits around a 35-month wait, and China around 33 months. So what does this mean for you? Could this update finally allow you to file adjustment of status or attend a consular interview? Or does it mean you need to stay alert and be ready for sudden changes? Let me know your situation in the comment. I read them, and I try to respond whenever I can. And since this is the last Visa Bulletin update of the year, thank you for being here. I wish you happy holidays, a wonderful new year, and I truly hope 2026 brings green cards, progress, and good news for many of you.